Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Bitcoin price prediction based on Elliott wave analysis. And starting on the 4-hour chart, we have our possibilities here from yesterday, deep analysis, and of course we're gonna dive a little bit deeper in the indicators now to see which scenario is the closest, of course, and what we might be looking at. So the bullish scenario first, we are looking for a wave 1-2 here formation. We are looking, of course, to finish a wave 2, and this is your main wave, a 5 of an impulse towards the upside, where you have here probably triple 1-2s and then 3, 4, and a 5, of course. This wave 5 might be unfolding after, of course, having a top here, probably the first top for your wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 4, 5 as well, probably, and another 4 and a 5 for the triple 1, 2. In case we are in WXY finished wave 4 in WX and a Y here, where you have finished a triangle, right? We are looking in this area for 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 4, 5. This wave 5, of course, might be a big wave toward the upside in case we are very, very bullish, in case this scenario is unfolding with double 1-2. In case we are in triple 1-2s here, we are looking, of course, at a small wave 5 to be almost the same price and yeah, same one like this one. However, it might be, of course, over the 120 or 125k. Now, yeah, so these are the possibilities. We are looking for a 1-2 here probably, or in the bearish scenario, of course, where we are looking for this wave 2 to be finished, is that we might have a WXY finishing a wave Y in a zigzag A, B, and a C. And that means, of course, WXY is this small after this impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. You have a W here, and then your X is a triangle, and your Y is a kind of a zigzag or a regular flat here. Finishing, of course, this wave Y. And yeah, in this case scenario, in a flat, this scenario is, of course, can be the expanding flat, having an A, B, and a C, where you want to dive, of course, much more deeper for a Bitcoin. Now, if we take the 1-hour chart here, our counting, as you can see, our impulse toward the upside. So yeah, these three scenarios that it might unfold, we have already our target. So the first zone, blue zone, has been passed yesterday, and we have passed it in 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So probably currently we are still looking for lower prices. It looks like the prices are still moving toward the downside. It has overpassed the blue box, the first target, possible target, and moving now to the next target, which is the 0.618 at 96,481. Now, it is not, of course, necessarily to touch this directly, because this is almost a finished impulse as 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So this is your wave 5 here. We are possibly in the last wave toward the upside. So it might be, of course, an extended wave 5 here for this impulse. And anyway, because I mean, you should have this, because in case you are in a regular flat here, A, B, and a C, A, B, and a C towards the upside as well, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, you would like to take the low at least, right? I mean, in a regular flat, you would like to take the low. And this low can be, of course, at the 121 fib level or 1.05 fib level for a wave C in a regular flat. So wave C in a regular flat is somehow in confluence as well between this area, which where, yeah, we would like to hit probably the 97, 100, 146. Now, in this case scenario, I would say be careful with this, because we might finish here several scenarios. We might have finished a W, X, and a Y in this irregular flat, and it can be as well a finished or running flat as A, B, and a C in a running flat. However, for a running flat, it is a little bit, of course, far scenario, and that because we don't have any kind of impulsive wave in the beginning. I would like to see, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least as ending diagonal, 5 waves, but this did not happen. We have a corrective wave, meaning this is still a correction to be finished, and our scenario was this impulse toward the upside is still unfolding for a wave 2, of course, and moving for higher prices. Now I can remove actually these targets because we have already reached them, so it will be less on the screen. Let me also remove the possibilities. And yeah, so these are basically the scenarios that I'm looking for. The target for a wave Y, as you can see, I'm looking for is around this area, 96,700 or 97,150. And taking the low, taking this low and start to seek for higher prices. Now let's take a look a little bit on the indicators to see what's gonna happen and what it might happen on each indicator. What possibility has a higher percentage to appear. So if we take here the RSI, we have on the RSI on the 1 hour chart. Of course, the first thing we see is, of course, we are in the oversold area. So that is the first thing I see. And we are in the oversold area. We saw a lot of red here already. And we are again in the bottom of this area where we might, of course, start to move soon for higher prices. Plus, we can see kind of like a very, very strong, not very strong, but almost close divergence, I would say. In this divergence, I mean, it's not really, really strong, but here we go. You can see it exactly now with this final wave. And that is an indication that we have bottomed, guys. So it's a very, I mean, it is kind of a strong indication, that we have a very clear convergence here for the bottom, and that might mean, of course, an exhaustion for selling and moving for higher prices in 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So yeah, basically, probably we take the low, probably still taking the low and the target, very, very probable, but don't forget that it is done. I mean, based on the count, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, it is done. So how much lower it can go, this is like, I mean, you cannot really know, you have to go so far or so deep in it. But yeah, basically, we are very, very close to bottom in this area, and RSI telling us this, and probably moving for a higher. If we take another RSI here, you can see this exhaustion probably here. So it's kind of like exhaustion for selling as well. Yeah, I mean, when you see this, like kind of now it is toward the upside. And this signifies when you have almost like the same direction with the price and the RSI, it kind of tells you the direction of the trend. Now, the direction of the trend might start to move for higher prices. Yeah, so these are the insight on the 1 hour chart for the RSI. On the 4 hour chart, I believe it could be the same. We have a divergence actually. On the 4 hour chart, it has transformed kind of like a divergence, or it's also almost the same direction, moving toward the upside here in the top and the bottom. And if we take a look here as well, you will see, of course, that this was, of course, already given here as a diversion. Now, if we move lower here, if we move lower and take the low, it might, of course, turn in a bigger exhaustion for a seller, of course, and moving to the upside. We're gonna see how this is gonna unfolding on the daily chart. For the let me remove the things here and also this one. So on the daily chart, we are looking at here probably in the, we want to see something bullish, but yeah, that is very, here we go. If we take this one, whatever at bottom here, okay, this is gonna be like that, and this is gonna be a big divergence. Very, very nice. Okay, a big divergence on the daily, and that means that this might unfold a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, guys. On the daily RSI, it is telling us that this, it might, even if it goes down, even let's say we see one more daily candle down, this will transform in a big divergence toward the upside. This is a very bullish signal. And moving for higher prices in 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So this might unfold our scenario as a WXY finishing a wave 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, rather than A, B, and a C big one. So it is telling us we are closer to this scenario rather than this one, A, B, and a C. So probably bullish from this area as expected. Now, if we take as well back to the 1 hour chart, if we look at the volume here, you can see in the volume, of course, that this is your wave 3, definitely. And we have almost finished a wave 5. So this is kind of an extension. I don't know why it is extending, but it is possible because, of course, your regular flat needs to take the low, otherwise it's gonna turn into a running flat, and I believe it will still turn into running flat. I'm not sure if we're gonna take the low or not, but yeah, it can turn into a running flat without taking the low and start moving towards the upside as a signal of strength. Running flat. So the volume says here that, okay, this is a wave 3, this is a wave 5, and probably this is your wave 5 of 5 again. So with the volume, we can make sure that, we are moving in the right direction. We are looking for a wave 2 here with a finished Y, WXY. Let's take a look also on the MACD, right? The MACD, let's see the MACD, here we go. Sorry. So on the MACD, we can see on the 1 hour chart that, we are already in the bottom with a trend, right? So this is the first thing that we want to look at. We are already downside, and we, of course, I mean, at the end, it has to move for the upper side, but I mean, not necessarily right now. It can make several rounds still, but I mean, it can start looking for higher, possibly. Not very clear for the MACD, but what is good on the MACD showing, based on our scenario, is a low volume of sellers getting lower. Getting lower from your wave 3 here to the wave 5, getting lower, meaning, okay, we're very close to finish. And start to looking for higher prices. Now, on the 4 hours chart, this is the only thing. Now, this is a huge volume of sellers moving towards the downside after a bearish cross, right? So we would like to start to see some move towards the upside in case we are bullish here. However, the volume is still reducing, getting lower, even knowing that it is very red, but still, of course, going lower. And the volume of the buyers is getting higher, right? While this is because might be, of course, here your wave 1. So it gets a little bit higher volume as a signal that this might be a wave 1. Now your wave 2 might be, of course, very deep. So as well, if you take the buyer volume from here, you will see that, okay, it's not that it's growing. It's still big. It's still from the start of your wave 1 here, and of course the finish here. You see that the buyers still existing, and of course now we have to see some red before the big move toward the upside. But I believe this will turn soon or later toward the upside and will unfold our bullish scenario for a wave 3 possibly. On the MACD, the daily, well, on the daily it doesn't look really nice, especially that you see, of course, a bearish cross for the daily. So that is kind of like, not really nice signal. I mean, it doesn't work so well with our scenario, because if it moves towards the downside, of course, that might be, of course, we're done with any kind of bullish scenario, right? But anyway, everything can happen. It can turn back, and we can start to get some light red and moving, of course, in some green candles before we move toward the downside. By the way, we need only here a wave 3, 4, and a 5, and that meaning it might be just a simple move for the daily here in green and then moving toward the downside. That can be possible, but it doesn't look nice. I mean, the MACD is not so, I would say, optimistic for bullish like the RSI and like Elliott wave. But you know, it's an indicator. But this is where you get lost. Sometimes, of course, it doesn't show exactly what we want to have. So on the weekly, well, on the weekly, I would say, yeah, it's moving down as well with some light green, and then yeah, you're finding a bearish cross. So this bearish cross can be very close soon, indication of ending of bull run on MACD. And yeah, we're gonna see what's gonna happen. As I said, the MACD is not so optimistic for higher. It is a little bit more like sideways or bearish. Yeah, so that is the thing. Now, if we take a look at KGT, so our friend KGT here indicator tell us much more clearer indication. We have, of course, a buy and a sell signal. Now we're still in the sell signal. You would like to see the buy moving to this side, right? However, the divergence for buy is very strong, I would say, on the 15-minute chart, especially here as well. Look what a strong divergence. That's why I'm not sure if we're gonna take the low. If we take the low, this divergence will be invalidated. But in this case, the big divergence here will play. And I believe when this happens, the buy signal will move to this side. So if we go even a little bit higher here on the 30-minute, here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Yeah, to catch a buy signal here, also on the 30-minute, plus the buy, I mean a bullish signal plus the buy signal here, probably, of course, and this is a big divergence as well. And as you can see, the convergence between the sellers is not working anymore. It is invalid on the 30 minutes. So it shouldn't be a strong move toward the downside. But yeah, on the 15-minute chart, we can see this conversion, of course. But I believe that it's not going to be very strong. I mean, I think because we have two divergences. The first one has started between this one, and we saw higher prices. Then, okay, a new bearish signal has appeared in the top of it, creating a convergence. Then we saw lower prices, but now a new bullish signal has appeared as well, creating a strong divergence, meaning we want to see higher prices. And I believe that this will end up in a running flat, probably this one, as a B, and a C. Maybe it will not take the low, because if we want that this divergence that it work, it is preferably that we don't take the low here. Yeah, much preferably. Otherwise, then we have to consider this divergence. Yeah, those two signals from here. So yeah, very nice for the KGT. It shows, you know, KGT is my own development, this indicator, and made exactly for Elliott wave to confirm these scenarios. And actually, here we go. Yeah, as you can see, very, very nice. And it works every time, whether it is bearish and bullish with conversions or the divergence. So that was it for Bitcoin. Basically, I would give higher possibility, of course, for our scenario here. On the 1-hour chart, I would say we want to reverse toward the upside. Maybe one more leg to take the low, but if we take the low at 97,150 or 96,700, meaning between this blue box right now, is our target, and of course a reversal toward the upside. RSI and KGT and also the volume shows that we are moving for higher, while the MACD is very very bearish, right? we can say MACD was very bearish today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye bye.